Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Russellville Cyclone football. On the field, you see the co-captains for both teams. 53 for Russellville is Ty Osborne. Number 5 is Avarian Collins. Number 2 is Andrew Tryon. And number 88, not in uniform tonight, just with his jersey, is number 88, Jeff Van Olen. Jeff was injured in the last game, and you can see the brace on his left leg. So the toss of the coin has been accomplished. As you see Little Rock Central come onto the field. At the top of your screen, Little Rock Central is going to receive and defend the north goal, while Russellville will be kicking and defending the south goal this evening. Russellville anxious to be back home. And there is the long alleyway and the Cyclone Tunnel, in which all the Cyclones, they go in there, they get that magic Cyclone powder treatment, I think, where it makes them stronger and bold and great football players. I guess that's what they do in there. But anyway, you'll see the smoke come out of there in just a minute. And the players will come bursting forth with Little Rock Central as the opponent, and the Cyclones with Cyclone power. There's the smoke right there. You see that tunnel beginning to wave and move, as it's just about time for the Cyclones to burst forth here before the home crowd. There are the cheerleaders, ready to lead the way. And here come the Cyclones. Demarius Neal, you see, leading the way along with Avarian Collins. But the Cyclones back at home this evening in the home red with black trim and white numerals. And the last man up in the whole group of Cyclones is number 9, quarterback Barrett Hughes. The Cyclones will kneel for the pregame prayer, which is a big tradition with the Cyclones, around head coach Jeff Holt. And then we'll get started for this evening's football game, a conference game against the Little Rock Central Tigers. The Tigers not having the best of seasons at this point, but always dangerous, always plenty of speed and size. But the Cyclones are just happy to be back home with an opportunity to perform before the home fans. The band, I was just speaking of the band, and there they are. The Russellville Cyclone Marching Band. A big crowd is on hand at Cyclone Stadium. The cheerleaders, pep squad, all geared up for a great football game tonight, and we hope that you enjoy each and every play, exciting play throughout the night. We'll be telling you about the different sponsors, but I do want to remind you again, on Sportswatch, Russellville High School football 2009 is sponsored by Arkansas Valley Anesthesia Associates, Doctors Johnston and Richardson, Innovative Industrial Solutions, Kimes Lions Physical Therapy, Laser Cartridge Plus, Liberty Bank of Arkansas, Little John's Trucking, Max Nutrition, Russellville Cyclone Football Booster Club, Simmons Bank, Sorrells Body Shop, and Tyson Foods. You'll see those sponsors. They're now being pictured and named in the lower left of your screen, so don't forget them, and make sure to give them a call or stop by their place of business and tell them how much you appreciate them sponsoring the Cyclone telecast. Here's Zach Hocker to kick off for the Cyclones, and away she goes. And guess what? Into the end zone again from Zach Hocker. No return for Central. Although number 20, Timothy Campbell, was back there to receive the kick, but he was 5 yards deep in the end zone. And there's no run out No run back from the end zone in high school football, so Central will have to start at their own 20-yard line, first down and 10 against this Cyclone defense. The quarterback is number 15, Tanner Mann. Gives it off to the tailback, and not much doing there. That was number 20, Timothy Campbell. A couple of yards straight ahead. And already in on the play was Rue Massey, number 82, a junior, 6'4", 210-pounder. Playing there at that right defensive end position. They only give him a yard, second down and 9. Straight I formation. Quick pitch at this time to Campbell, and Campbell may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage and not much more before a host of Cyclones were there. Again, Rue Massey in on the tackle. Brad Barnes, number 36, junior, 6'3", 210, also in on the stop. And they're going to give him about another yard. So it's going to bring up third down and 8 after Campbell is carried on 2 successive running plays. Let's see if Tanner Mann, the junior quarterback, will go to the air here. Rolling to the near side. Throws the football, and it's complete. Nice throw. And right into the Cyclone bench, so bodies went sprawling. Pass was complete to Christopher Johnson, number 1. So gain of 12 on the play. It's a first down for the Little Rock Central Tigers. Handed to the tailback, and again, Timothy Campbell. You can see 4 or 5 of the Cyclone defenders in on the play. I believe I said earlier the quarterback was Tanner Mann. It's actually Cole Westbrook, number 16, who is the quarterback for Central. Cole Westbrook. So the football is at the 30, almost the 37-yard line. Wide receiver to the near side. Straight I formation in the backfield. Give it off, and not much there. The tailback. This time it's Christopher Johnson, number 1, carrying the football. Carried it up to the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. It's third down and still about 7. Rolling to the near side. Westbrook wants to throw, going to heave it downfield, and it's going to be overthrown beyond the reach of the intended receiver, who was Lamer Neely, number 8. Lamer Neely. Defense there from John Olson, number 3, and that will bring up a fourth down situation. 9:27 left to go. And there is Avarian Collins deep. Low snap, but the punt away, and Russell with the return on. And Collins, he fumbled the football, but it looks like that Bradford Webb may have been there to recover the fumble about the 28-yard line. But no, Central has recovered. For Central, Orlando Kendricks, number 2, was the last one on the football. Here's Avarian Collins. He fumbles the football. He's scrambling for it. There it looked like that Bradford Webb had come up with it, but Orlando Kendricks in the pile was able to wrestle it away, and Central with a great opportunity at the 28-yard line of Russellville. That's an early break for the Central Tigers here in the first quarter after the fumbled punt. Westbrook hands it off. The tailback, Christopher Johnson, He'll be down there at the bottom of that pile. Gain down to the 27-yard line. Pickup of 1. Second down and 9. Number 2, Andrew Tryon in on the stop for Russellville. So the I formation with a slot to the right. Power I. Gave it off to Campbell, who gets down along the left-hand side, down about the 20-yard line. Gain of about 7. And the stop made by Addison Walker, number 44, the senior, 6 foot 185. So the gain down to the 21. Still going to be about 4 yards to go for first down, as the Cyclone defense has played very well here early already. The quarterback, Cole Westbrook. 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Give it off. And Johnson fumbles. And there's Tryon with the pickup of the fumble, and he may go all the way. Andrew Tryon in the right place at the right time for the fumble recovery. Christopher Johnson was the ball carrier. He's going to pop out here, and the hit. Couple of bounces, and Andrew Tryon in the right place to go 78 yards for the touchdown. And once he got in the open field, the only person who was even in the picture with him is the quarterback, Cole Westbrook. But Tryon with the fumble recovery for the touchdown, and the Cyclones, who were looking down the gun of Central being in the red zone, almost into the red zone, threatening to score against the Cyclones, suddenly have 6 points of their own. And Zach Hocker will attempt the extra point kick. It's up. The kick is good. Your score is Russellville 7 and Little Rock Central nothing, midway through the first quarter of action here on Sportswatch. There are the big flags in front of the home crowd. We'll take a break. Here are messages from our sponsor. We'll be right back. Go Cyclone, 7:43 left to go in the first quarter. And the Cyclones have drawn first blood after the fumbled punt reception. Central had the football at the 28-yard line of the Cyclones, punched it down to the 21, and then on the running play over the left tackle, the ball came popped loose from Central, and Andrew Tryon picked it up, and there was nothing but green grass between him and the Cyclone end zone, and he produced. No flags on the play, and Russellville leads 7-0. Here's Zach Hocker, who kicked the ball into the end zone the first time, and that's what he usually does. So let's see if he can keep that tradition going with this kickoff. But the Cyclones have drawn early blood here and lead in the football game. There she goes, and guess what? There'll be no run back on that one. Campbell went back to the back of the end zone. He caught it, but that's an automatic touchback, and Central will have it first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. So Central really with its third possession already, because they had one possession. They punted, Russellville fumbled, Central got the ball back. They had a second possession. They fumbled, and Russellville took it 78 yards with Andrew Tryon for the score, and now Central has it again. Cole Westbrook is the quarterback, number 16. They've been using number 20, Timothy Campbell, and number 1, Christopher Johnson, at the tailback position. Give it off. That is Campbell carrying the football straight ahead. Stop was made defensively by Luke Reeves, the junior, 6'2", 220-pounder, number 33. The gain, well, we'll give him 2 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 8. Bringing in the play was Christopher Johnson. He'll go straight to the tailback position as you see the cheerleaders whooping things up on the near sideline. Wide receiver to the near side. Westbrook. Play action, rolls left. He's going to carry the football. And he's able to get out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Andrew Tryon is there. And also, Jackson Jacobs, number 17, was in on that play. On the keeper by the quarterback, Westbrook. Out to the 27, it'll be 3rd down and 3. First time we've seen the bootleg from Central. And actually, his own lineman kind of slowed him up a little bit. To the near side, quick pitch on the corner. Trying to get to the 30 and being knocked out of bounds before he gets to the 30-yard line was Christopher Johnson, number 1. Andrew Tryon was over there to bump him out of bounds, and he is short of the 1st down. So it's going to bring up a 4th down for Central. And they're discussing a situation with the Cyclones. There's a flag on the play. It's a motion penalty against Central, declined by Russellville. They'll take the play since it will force 4th down. If they'd taken the penalty, it would have been a repeat of 3rd down. So Central will come in. It'll be a 4th down and about a yard and a half. The punter is John Allen Riggins, number 19 for Central. He's way back at his own 15-yard line. Good snap, but everybody stops. There's a flag on the play. You can see the yellow hanky right there in the middle of your screen. So we'll see who was at fault. Central is already giving ground, so it apparently is against the Tigers. It's a procedure or false start. False start against Central moves the football back to the 23.5, we'll call it the 24-yard line. John Allen Riggins to punt. There is Avarian Collins back. Jeff Van Olen has been doing a lot of the returning for Russellville, but he was injured last week and is not playing this week. Here's Collins. He takes it in stride. Broke one tackle, trying to get to the 50, but he's flung down before he gets to the 50. Just shy of the 50-yard line, and making that stop was number 35, Savelta Mackey, number 35, just a sophomore, number 35 for Central. So let's see where they place the football for the Cyclones, just about their own 48-yard line, already leading 7-0 first quarter of this exciting conference game between the Cyclones and the Central Tigers from Cyclone Stadium. Twin receivers to the near side, Barrett Hughes, and this is actually the first play from scrimmage for the Cyclones tonight. Give it off to Jacob Sparks, the senior tailback, 5'7", 170 yards. Gets it across into Central territory to the 48-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Cyclones at the 48-yard line.
A very unusual play here. Kind of a different kind of shotgun formation. And the ball tossed out on a little screen play. And Sparks still on his feet down to the 30-yard line. Let's look at it again from ground level. Barrett Hughes tosses it out for Sparks. He's got some running room ahead of him and some blocking, but he does most of it on his own. Makes a Central defender miss there and scampers down to the 30-yard line. Nice run by Sparks. He gets the football again. He's going to go down to the 23-yard line. Stop made by Chris Pettis, number 7, a senior. Let's look at it again from ground level. Hand it off to Sparks. He comes right at your camera. Breaks a tackle there. Makes a nifty move inside before he's finally drugged down at the 24-yard line of Little Rock Central. And again, it looks like we're going to have this unusual shotgun formation. It's looks a little more traditional now. You got 2 running backs in the backfield. And they give it off. And that's Andrew Tryon, who's playing on both sides of the ball this evening, offense and defense. He already has a defensive touchdown with a 78-yard fumble return. That gain was to the 20. 4:24 left to go in the opening period, and the officials want to call a timeout to have a measurement for the possible first down. While they're coming across, we want to remind you, some of our great sponsors include Tyson Foods, Sorrells Body Shop, Simmons Bank, and Russellville Cyclone Football Booster Club. Boy, are you going to get a shot right here. You'll get to look at it just like the officials. Stretch that chain, and it's plenty for a first down by more than the length of the football.
3 yards by Tryon, and that results in a Russellville Cyclone first down.
So the football just outside the 20, just outside the red zone for the red and black and white clad Russellville Cyclones, leading 7-0. Hughes sends twin receivers right. 2 backfield mates are back with him. Give it off to Sparks, and Sparks, not much running room, got it down to about the 18-yard line. Stop made by Orlando Kendricks, number 2, for the white, black, and gold clad Central Tigers. Boy, you think of the great players that have come out of these 2 schools, out of Little Rock Central and out of Russellville. Hughes has 3 wide receivers now to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Looks over to Coach Jeff Holt. Going to keep it himself. What a hit there on Barrett Hughes as he was going out of bounds. Let's check it right here. From ground level, it's a keeper after the fake to Sparks. Rolls right. And watch this hit. Kaboom! That looked like Christopher Johnson, number 1. We have timeout on the field for an injury. Back in a moment. Well, Barrett Hughes holding that left arm kind of gingerly because, boy, he took a hit on there. And I think Christopher Johnson is still smarting from his hit on Barrett Hughes. Give it off to Sparks, and Sparks looks like it's going to be just beyond the 10, just outside the 10-yard line. So far, everybody, we have a penalty flag now.
Flag on the play.
And it's illegal motion against Russellville. We'll move it back to the 17-yard line.
3rd down and 7, Russellville.
These 2 teams are taking a lot of time off the clock. Look at that, 2:56 and moving. And this is the first time Russellville has had the football in this football game. But both teams have basically been moving the football on the ground. There hasn't been a whole lot of passing. And now we have looks like it's going to be a timeout on the field. Yes, timeout on the field. Let's call for a time in for these sponsors. 2:31 left to go. 7-0 Russellville on the Andrew Tryon 78-yard fumble recovery. There's Barrett Hughes, who took a real hit here just a few moments ago, and the trainer still looking at his left arm. But that was quite a collision between Barrett Hughes, that number 9, and number 1, Christopher Johnson, over on the far sideline. And we haven't seen, it's his left arm for Barrett Hughes, which means that won't affect him throwing. But it's probably smarting quite a bit, and you don't need to get it hit again. That's for sure.
3rd down and 7, Russellville, 17-yard line.
So Barrett Hughes from the shotgun. Fumbles the snap. Now he's just going to take it himself, and he is downed after a loss on the play. And I'll tell you what, let's look at it again, but it looks like he's really favoring that left arm. You can see he fumbles the football here. Could have just fallen on it, but decided to try to make a little yardage that he could. Looked like Larrick Williams, number 52, made the stop. And Barrett is coming out of the football game. I mean, he fell on it again. So they're pulling him out of the football game. So we're going to have a field goal attempt. This one will be 36 yards. The kick is plenty long enough, and it's good from Zach Hocker. The 36-yard field goal makes it Russellville High School 10, Little Rock Central nothing. From Cyclone Stadium, you're watching Russellville Cyclone football. We'll be right back. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter of action, and Russellville leads 10-0. But right now, the concern is over Barrett Hughes, the Russellville quarterback, starter the last 2 years. After that hit, and then he tried to continue, and he fell again on that left arm or left shoulder. And he was holding it and grasping it as he came off the field. So we'll see when Russellville gets the football back again. Hocker kicked it out of the end zone. Well beyond the back end line, so it's a touchback. Timothy Campbell retrieves it. And Central will start their own 20, 1st down and 10. So that's the concern right now is you have your signal caller, your veteran quarterback who has been injured, and what is his situation, whether he'll be able to play anymore in this football game or not. Westbrook gives it off, and the tailback just got back to the line of scrimmage. That's Orlando Kendricks, number 2. Look at it from ground level. Fake to the wingback coming across, and gang tackling from those Cyclones led by Ricky Collins, number 40. You see no gain on the play. Good crowd on hand from the home of the Cyclones, Cyclone Stadium. Twin wide receivers go left and right for Central, as Cole Westbrook is in the shotgun. Fakes, he's going to keep it himself and gets forward for about 2. Ricky Collins again is there on the play after Westbrook faked to 2 different backs in the backfield. Also helping in on the play was Addison Walker, number 44. So the football just beyond the 22-yard line. 3rd down and 8 for Central. They just haven't gone to the air very much at all so far this evening. Here comes Campbell in motion. And we have a flag on the play. Before the play could even get started, let's see what the officials are going to indicate. It's a sideline warning.
Sideline warning against Little Rock Central.
And it's on Little Rock Central. You saw the official point his hand toward the Central Tigers. So now wide receivers, twins both left and right. See if they bring a man in motion. Yes, they bring Campbell in motion. Westbrook rolls to the near side. He is under pressure. Wants to throw downfield, and it is incomplete. Double coverage intended for Corey Adams, number 12 on the play. Just a few seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and it brings up a 4th down and 8 for Central. They're going to have to kick the football away again. Westbrook has a pretty good arm, but in this particular case, he was not able to thread the needle between two defenders for the Cyclones. So the punter is on to kick it away. John Allen Riggins, high snap. He gets it away. And the ball is going to roll dead at the 43-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter of play with your score. Russellville High School 10, Little Rock Central nothing. We'll be right back. 10-0 Russellville leading Little Rock Central as we begin the second quarter of play. The Cyclones will have the football at the 42-yard line, and let's see who will be at quarterback for Russellville. It looks like it's going to be number 14, Lane Reeves, the 6'3", 190-pound sophomore. Cyclone cheerleaders and pep squad on the near side. They work so hard getting ready for these games and getting the spirits up of the team, the band, the fans, everybody. So Central onto the field. Cyclones will be going left to right here in the second quarter. They have a 78-yard fumble recovery touchdown from Andrew Tryon and a 36-yard field goal from Zach Hocker. So Reeves is the quarterback. We don't have a report yet on how serious it may be and he's going to take it himself. Nice run ahead by Reeves. Across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. Stop was made by Henry Compton, number 90. So Reeves shows that he has no fear to run the football himself. 3 wide receivers left. Reeves from the shotgun. Gives it off to Sparks, and Sparks to midfield and then pushed back. Stop was made defensively by number 34, Victor Williams. So we don't know how serious the injury is to Barrett Hughes, but it's serious enough. I mean, Barrett is a tough customer. You could tell that by the fact that he stayed in the football game when his left arm was hurting him already, and he fumbled that snap because he just couldn't grasp the football. 3 wide receivers left, and here comes Reeves, going to carry the football again. I wish he would pull that football a little closer to his body, but it's enough for a first down, I believe, for the Cyclones. Stop made defensively by Orlando Kendricks, number 2. It's a Russellville first down at the 46-yard line of Little Rock Central, with the Cyclones already leading by a score of 10-0. Lane Reeves is a big youngster, particularly for a sophomore. He's 6'3" and 190 pounds, so he's a big rascal to try to bring down. Giving it off to Sparks, trying to go laterally and just barely picked up anything at all as before he was bumped out of bounds. Cameron Smith, number 26, the junior, bumped him out at the 45-yard line. 1 yard pickup for Sparks. the senior, 5'7", 170 pounds. So it's a 2nd and 9. Avarian Collins, you see split to the bottom of your screen. Twin receivers right, one left. Reeves trying to come across, and that one just did not work. It gave it off to Avarian Collins coming from the slot back position, and he lost big time back to the 45-yard line of Russellville. Orlando Kendricks, number 2, led the assault. Boy, they smelled that play off. It was like they knew what play Russellville was going to run before they ever ran it. So just outside the 45, a big loss on the play for the Cyclones. 9 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the first half. And again, keeping the football on the ground. That clock is moving quickly. Reeves wants to throw. He's going to go downtown. There's Collins. He made the grab. What a grab over the shoulder. Let's look at it. From ground level, it'll come right at you. Reeves pumped, went up, got it behind the defender, and there's Avarian Collins for the reception. And what a beautiful ball thrown. Orlando Kendricks had the defense, but Reeves threw it up there where only Collins could have caught it. If he didn't catch it, it was going out of bounds, and no one could get behind it. I mean, that shows a lot of promise for that youngster. That was nice touch on the football. Give it off to Sparks. Does a little bit of zigging and zagging. And was finally run out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. Cyclones trying to build on that 10-0 lead. Here midway through the second quarter. They moved it down to, well, they actually marked him out of bounds about the 27.5-yard line. Split already is number 81, Cole Smith, to the right side. Left is Avarian Collins. Cyclones will have 2 backs in the backfield. It's an offset I with the shotgun. Give it off to Sparks, and Sparks, he wouldn't stop the first time, but he's thrown back the second time. Henry Compton, number 90, there to make the stop. So place it down at the 24-yard line. Short pickup, about 3 for Jacob Sparks. They need to get down to just outside the 20 for a first down. There's Lutz in the ball game. He goes split left. Reeves keeping it himself, broke one tackle, but not the second. Reeves trying to pick up that yardage himself, was dropped by Orlando Kendricks. We've called his name a bunch of times already on defense, but that's a loss on the play. Lane was strong enough to break one tackle, but not the second. So we're going to have a field goal attempt. It'll be a 40-yarder. They might count it as 41. Blake Robinson will hold, and Zach Hocker will attempt to add 3 more on the board. From the near side hash mark. And it's up. It's plenty long enough, and the kick, it is good. 13-0 in favor of the Russellville Cyclones from Cyclone Stadium. Let's take a break. 8:02 left to go before halftime, and we'll be right back.
Quick return for Little Rock Central, Christopher Johnson, Timothy Campbell.
So Zach Hocker will kick the football away. After his second field goal, he's kicked one from 36 and one, let's call it 41. And add that to the Andrew Tryon 78-yard fumble recovery return for a touchdown, and the Cyclones lead 13-0. There's the boom. And this one is going to be taken, I can't believe it, an actual return from the 1-yard line. And the gain out right back to the 20. So it didn't make any difference. The return man was Chris Pettis, number 7. He caught it at the 1, returned it right to the 20-yard line. So he could have saved some bumps and bruises and left it in the end zone. But at least he can say, I was able to return a Zach Hocker kickoff. There won't be many that will be able to say that this year. Twin receivers, both right and left. Westbrook has pretty well gone to the shotgun now. Hand it off to Campbell, and Campbell is met at the line of scrimmage. He did turn inside and got a couple extra. Andrew Tryon finally brought him down. He was bumped back to the inside by Bradford Webb, number 1. But Campbell picks up about 3. 2nd down and 7. Central has really stayed primarily on the ground. They've attempted about 3 passes here in the first half, but mostly they've gone with the ground game and mostly from their own 20. Westbrook wants to throw down the middle, incomplete. Oh my goodness. The pass was intended for Adam Meeks, number 17. Looked like it might have been just behind him just a little bit. But Meeks is a pretty good sized lad. If he'd have caught that, he could have rumbled for a little while. But it looked like it was thrown just a little bit behind him. From the 23, Westbrook wants to throw again. He's under pressure. He fumbles the football and has to fall on it back at the 15-yard line. Let's look at it from ground level. Westbrook, you can see the Russellville defenders are shooting the gaps, and the ball got stripped loose, but he was able to fall back on it. 7:02 and the clock running. Back at the 15-yard line. Well, that was a great pursuit by the Russellville Cyclone defense. They got in there, put pressure on Westbrook, and he coughed it up and was lucky he didn't lose it back there in the backfield. Standing almost in his end zone is John Allen Riggins, number 19, from the 1-yard line. Ball rolls and is picked up by Avarian Collins. He left that one in his lurch. I guarantee he returns it down to the 43-yard line. Boy, Avarian made a nice move when he caught this football. Catches it on the bounce, and whoops, I'm sorry, I'm leaving you behind. Nice run back by Avarian Collins. We'll be back with the Cyclones on offense after this. Number 5, by the way, was Walker Hawkins. I believe that's who that might have been, who was left in the dust by Avarian Collins. So here's Reeves under center, giving it off to Sparks. Sparks rolls left, but he's kind of manhandled to the ground by Eric Fears, number 62, a senior. Down to the 43-yard line. So Reeves goes back to the shotgun formation. Fakes. Look at him turn that football around and throws it complete to Demarius Neal. Look at him turn this football a couple of times before he throws it. Wing, and then he throws it. I have never seen a quarterback do that. But it worked, and Demarius Neal was down, got it down to the 26-yard line. He wanted to get those laces in the proper place, and he spun it twice while rolling. 3 wide receivers are left. Reeves got to keep it himself, straight ahead, and he's got enough power. He's that 190-pounder. Let's look at it again. Looking right at you. Comes straight ahead, and trying to grab the ball. The ball does pop loose after Orlando Kendricks made the tackle, but apparently Reeves was already downed. Luckily for the Cyclones, that could have been a big turnover for Central. But Russellville has it inside in the red zone of the Central Tigers at the 19-yard line. Lane Reeves. Give it off to Sparks. Sparks good running. Down at the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. Doing some little jitterbug moves here. Look at him come right at you on the instant replay. He just kind of dove underneath and able to get a first down at the 10-yard line. 4:40 before halftime. Good job by Jacob Sparks. He's built low to the ground and powerful, able to get underneath some of those tackles. He's going to get the ball again, and this time there's no place to go. He's thrown back. There to make the stop. Number 52, Alaric Williams. And he was helped out by number 33, Trent Bagsby, also a senior for Central. Actually, there was a little bit of a loss on that play. Reeves gets the play from head coach Jeff Holt. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Reeves gives it off to Sparks. Broke one tackle, but not the second. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's as far as he could go. Tackle made by Cameron Smith, the junior, number 26 for Central. So no gain once again. Third down and goal for the Cyclones, just outside the 10-yard line. Let's see if they go to the air here. Sparks, single setback in the regular I formation. Play action. Throw to the end zone and intercepted. It came up a little short. Intercepted by Central's Chris Pettis, and Central will take over. We'll be right back. Well, Lane Reeves had the right idea. He just didn't get it lofted over the defender this time. A nice leaping interception by Chris Pettis for Central. Quick pitch left. That's Campbell with the football across the 30-yard line. Best run of the evening for number 20, Timothy Campbell. First down for Central on the gain that was just a little over 10 yards. And the best run from scrimmage for Little Rock Central so far this evening. Cyclones lead 13-0. 2 field goals by Zach Hocker and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Straight ahead, not much there. Maybe a yard. As they unravel, I think that's Timothy Campbell once again. Carried the football. A host of red jerseys in on the play. Gain of about 1 for Campbell out to the 31-yard line. Late stages of the first half with the Cyclones leading 13-0. Westbrook under center this time. Rolling right. Wants to throw under pressure, through underneath. And is it complete? Campbell was the intended receiver, and apparently he dug it out from the turf. So a nice catch by Campbell, having to dive for it as Westbrook was under pressure and had to throw it off his back foot. You can see all the time that's remaining is a minute and 40 plus. From Cyclone Stadium. High formation. Single receivers left and right for the Tigers. Back, Westbrook fires. And that one is complete out to the 35-yard line. Got it out to the fullback on this particular play, Trent Magsby. So the gain is out to the 35. It's going to be 4th down and almost 6, between 5 and 6 for Central. And Central, the only time they've been across the 50 was after the punt that was fumbled by Avarian Collins early in the first part of this football game. Outside of that, they've been starting at their own 20 and not going very far. High kick. Collins brings it on, runs between 2 defenders, and is brought down in open field. Let's look at it again. Collins moving forward. You like to see that. He caught it on the run, moving forward. Went right between 2 defenders, and then bumped out of bounds, or just shy of going out of bounds. And we'll be back with Russellville's offense in a moment. I believe that was number 36, Larry Wilborn, who brought Avarian Collins finally down, and the Cyclones have it first down. Lane Reeves filling in for the injured Barrett Hughes. Oh, a nice fake, throws, and it's intercepted. Boy, he threw a nice ball, but he threw it right to the defender, Orlando Kendricks. We'll be right back. Well, Lane has been victimized the last 2 times. As a matter of fact, the last 2 plays. He's thrown 2 interceptions back to back. The young sophomore, Westbrook, running for his life. Now he's going to keep the football. Run out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Over there, closest to him was Aaron McConnell, number 47. In the last moments of the first half. Football at midfield, as you see, 45 seconds. The clock stopped as Westbrook ran out of bounds. Twin receivers to the bottom of your screen. That's the wide side of the field. Westbrook wants to throw again. He's under pressure. Throws. It's complete. Nice move there, and down to the 37-yard line. Tackle was made by Jackson Jacobs. The receiver was Adam Meeks, number 17. He's a big target. Carried it down to the 38-yard line, a first down for Central, and they're ready to go. They'd like to get some points before halftime, but time is running out. Westbrook going to the air again. Throws. Incomplete. Kind of jumped as he threw that one. Incomplete, down around the 30-yard line. I'm sure Westbrook would like to have that particular pass back. He didn't throw it very well. From the 38, 2nd down and 10. Twins right and left for the Little Rock Central Tigers, with Russellville leading 13-0. Look out, he's really under pressure now. Throws to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Closest man to it was John Olson for Russellville, who was well overthrown. As Westbrook was going for all the downs, threw it almost to the end zone. 3rd down and 10 from the 38. Twin receivers, both right and left. And Westbrook's probably going to go to the end zone again. Going to step up. Throwing on the run. Throws it downfield and incomplete. Oh, we have a flag on the play. Right there, looked like Andrew Tryon. He was trying to keep his hands away from the intended receiver, who was Campbell. But I'll tell you, the officials, if he had turned and looked at the ball, they probably wouldn't have called that, but he was looking only at the receiver, and it's hard to tell how much he touched him, how much interference it really was, but that's what it's going to be, is an interference call against Russellville, as Andrew Tryon was caught running away from where the football was thrown. And again, I've heard over and over, and a lot this season, if the defensive back turns and back toward the quarterback and then kind of jumps for the football, it's like both men are going for the same football. But when you got your back to it, they'll call it. Westbrook again going to the end zone, and the intended receiver, fell in the end zone, and Andrew Tryon made the interception at the back of the end zone. So victimized on the last play. This time the receiver falls down, and Andrew Tryon made the interception at the back of the end zone. The officials say it's Russellville football. So Andrew made up for the pass interference call in just one play. So he wasn't in Coach Holt's doghouse very long. Made a heck of a play there. So he's got a fumble recovery for a touchdown and a touchback. Well, Russell's going to take a knee with 8 seconds left to go, and that'll be the last play of the first half. Russellville, a 13-0 lead. Concern, though, because starting quarterback Barrett Hughes, injured in the first half, has not returned. We'll be back and start the third period in just a moment. Time now for the Cyclone recap. Highlights of the first half. Look at this play right here. Boom, the fumbled football, and Andrew Tryon picks up the miscue of Central and rumbles 78 yards for the score. It was nothing but green. That's a D-back, a defensive player's dream right there. And he went 78 yards for the score. That time it made it 7-0 with a Zach Hocker extra point kick. Hocker with tremendous height on his kicks also. Here's Barrett Hughes. Throws it out of the backfield. Nice little screen play set up to Jacob Sparks. Look at Sparks make some moves here. Cuts it back to the inside. Gets that extra yardage. Not easy to bring down. A beautiful run after catch by Jacob Sparks. Give it off to Jacob Sparks on this running play. Look at him turn on a dime there, and that's the way Jacob has been running this entire first half. Here's Barrett Hughes, and you can see in slow-mo that's where he got popped real hard on the shoulder by Christopher Johnson, the defensive back, and Hughes was injured on that play. He came back and played another play. You see him fumble there. He can't really grasp the football, and he's tackled hard, and he had to come out of the football game. So it's a 36-yard field goal attempt and made good by Zach Hocker. Central, look at the defense swarm midway through the first half. Lane Reeves fills in for Barrett Hughes. Play action fake. Look at this beautifully thrown ball to Averion Collins. Over the shoulder grab, and plenty of room before he gets out of bounds. And a 41-yard field goal here from Zach Hocker. Of course, it's picture perfect. Look at that defense swarming. Oh, almost the fumble. Averion Collins picks up the punt, brings it back upfield. Nice return from Averion Collins. Look at this throw. Quick pass to Demarius Neal. Nice throw and catch from the sophomore quarterback. You see him running right at you here. I mean, he's strong, 190 pounds. Give it off to Sparks. Running low, getting under people for that extra yardage. Here's Averion Collins. Running up on the punt. Takes it in stride. Comes between two defenders to the near side before he's bumped down hard. Nice return on the punt by Averion Collins. Here is that pass interference call against Andrew Tryon. He's upset over that. But then the next play, he makes the interception in the back of the end zone when the receiver fell down, making up for the miscue just one play later. That's Cyclone Recap. Here come the Cyclones to go out to midfield to see who's going to kick and who's going to receive for the second half with the Cyclones leading in this conference game over the Little Rock Central Tigers by a score of 13-0. Still no report except a shoulder injury to Barrett Hughes, and we don't expect to see him back anymore this evening. Lane Reeves has done a pretty good job, although he did throw 2 interceptions there late in the first half. So not only is Jeff Van Olen hobbling around, but Barrett Hughes apparently is not going to be available for the rest of this one. So the officials talked to the 2 groups of captains about the second half.
Russellville will host Conway here next Tuesday night.
Let's see who's going to be doing what here. Hope you're enjoying the telecasts brought to you by great sponsors that you see at the bottom of your screen throughout the telecasts. Russellville will now receive and will defend the goal to your right, which is the south goal here at Cyclone Stadium. Watch Sportswatch on demand at www.imcdtv.com. Cyclones huddle up, but we don't see that number 9. And that's a loss for the Cyclones. Not that Lane Reeves isn't in there trying to do his very best, but you just don't replace a veteran signal caller the quality of Barrett Hughes. So the third quarter about to begin. We hope you enjoy the telecast. We, of course, try to mention as many of the kids' names as we possibly can, and this is a great group performing well. You know, after, again, I'll say, and we're really at mid-season now of this 2009 football season, but there were a lot of questions after a lot of talented players were lost last year, particularly at skilled positions and on defense, but the coaching staff has really put together another very good football team here at Russellville this season. Some new names that we didn't really have a chance to talk about last year, like Andrew Tryon and Avarian Collins, some people who have really made an impact on the Cyclones so far this 2009 season. So, Walker Hawkins, number 5. And it's going to be returned from the 15-yard line. Out across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And that's where Russell will start. First down and 10. Following that return. Let's look at it again. Andrew Tryon waits a little bit there on his wedge to form, and then he just plows forward. So the football at the 32 or the 33, about the 33-yard line. And again, number 14, Lane Reeves, the sophomore, is the quarterback for Russellville. Handed off. Sparks, not a whole lot of running room, may have picked up 2.
Reeves hands off to Sparks. Gain of 1. Tackle by Chase.
So there's a gain of 2, make it second down and 8. As right now, Jacob Sparks has been the workhorse for the Cyclones. Cyclones have gone a lot more to the ground here. That may be because of Barrett Hughes' injury, and maybe because that's what Central is giving them. Here's Sparks. Nice run there, and picks up a nice gain across the 45 before being shoved out of bounds. Let's look at it again from ground level on instant replay. Jacob Sparks coming to the near side. Look at those. That nice job of blocking turned in. That's Demarius Neal there. And Sparks finally bumped out of bounds into the Cyclone bench. So the football at the 47. Cyclones leading 13-0 near midfield. Reeves has twin receivers right, one left. Keeps it himself. 50. down to the 40-yard line, and he spins his way. Boy, he may have hit his head as he came out of bounds. Let's look at it again from ground level. Reeves is going to keep it himself. Gets it into the right arm, that left arm. Comes back, and as he goes down, boom, right in front of our cameras. Looked like he might have taken a little stinger to the helmet there. First down, Russellville at the 40-yard line of Little Rock Central. Reeves gave it off to Jacob Sparks, but there were a couple of Little Rock Central defenders right there. Number 26, Cameron Smith, made the stop. He was in the backfield waiting on Jacob Sparks. No gain on the play. That was 26, tackled 26. Third quarter, 13-0, Russellville. Lane Reeves, the sophomore, filling in for Barrett Hughes, injured earlier in the football game. Give it off to Jacob Sparks. Keeps his footing and get down to the 35-yard line. Making the stop on the play was Trent Magsby, number 33.
Gain of 4, third down and 6, Russellville.
Just a little over 10 minutes left to go in the third period. Both these teams have been very dominant on the ground, and that keeps the clock moving. Three wide receivers are split right. Reeves from the shotgun. Wants to throw. Now he's going to keep it himself, and he fights forward. Again, he's a pretty strong lad, so he's able to carry some folks. I think this was pass all the way. Look at him spin that football. I think that's a interesting, I don't know if you call it a nervous move or what, but he gets that football, and he likes to spin it around a couple of times as he's looking downfield. At the 31, just a yard to go for a first down. You know, a lot of athletes have unusual motions that they have, at, whether it's batting or carrying the football or what. And there's Reeves trying to work his way forward, and it looks like he'll have enough for the first down on the quarterback keeper. But Lane Reeves, I've never seen a quarterback who took and flipped the football over a couple of times while he's looking downfield after the snap. That's an unusual addition. It's a first down to the 29-yard line for the Cyclones, leading 13-0. Sparks, Demarius Neal is the fullback. Bring a man in motion, left to right. Give it off to Sparks, and he is wrestled down short of the line of scrimmage. Again, Larrick Williams, number 52, is in there.
Larry Wilburn, along with Larrick Williams, in on the tackle.
Football back to the 31. You see just 8 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the third period. At home, Cyclone Stadium. A great place to play. A great place to, of course, before the home fans. And with a 13-0 lead. Wanting to throw, and Reeves held onto by the shoe strings by number 26, Cameron Smith. He couldn't break away from Cameron Smith. And the loss back to the 39-yard line. Reeves would have had some time to throw or maybe run if he could have gotten away from Cameron Smith, but no such doing. So twin receivers left, single receiver right. Demarius Neal is like a slot back or fullback left. Fake it to Avarian Collins, and here's Lane Reeves going to carry it himself. 35 down to the 31-yard line. Over there, number 36, Larry Wilburn, a sophomore. Down to the 31. It's going to bring up 4th down, as you can see, and about 12. So from the 39-yard line, that'll be a 49-yard field goal attempt by Zach Hocker. Blake Robinson, number 10, will be the holder. And look, this is a pretty good poke. I mean, you got to have a leg for this one. It's plenty long enough. And the kick is good. Zach Hocker with 3 field goals tonight. 16-0 Russellville. We'll be back with the Zach Hocker kickoff after this. Well, it's been quite a night for Zach Hocker. He has 3 field goals and an extra point for a total of 10. The Cyclone defense has 6 points on Andrew Tryon's fumble recovery return, 78 yards for a touchdown, and that's been all the scoring. So here is Hocker, who had one actually returned the last time he kicked. We'll see whether this one will go into the end zone and beyond. Central has just not had anything going for them this evening offensively. And the kick, there it goes, and it is in the end zone. So again, Campbell can't run it out. Was 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone. And Central will start where they have started most of the night, from their own 20-yard line. They started one time at the Russellville 28 after the punt fumble in the first half. But most of the time they've been starting right there at their own 20 and not going very far. Cyclone defense has played well. Cyclone offense a little bit out of sync because of the loss of senior quarterback Barrett Hughes. But give this one off. That's Campbell. Across the 25 out to the 29-yard line. Nice run. Tackle made by Logan Pruitt, number 35, senior, 5'8", 170. 9 yards on the pickup for tailback Timothy Campbell. Again, 3 field goals for Zach Hocker and the fumble recovery for a touchdown. That's the Russellville scoring. Give it off to Campbell once again, and he gets enough for the first down. Stop was made by, you can see him there at the bottom of the pile, Aaron McConnell, number 47. Look at it on instant replay. And the little guy is still able to fight his way forward. Pretty strong in his legs for a little bitty Timothy Campbell. He's not very big, but built low to the ground, kind of like Jacob Sparks. Able to drive with those legs. First down for Central. One of the few first downs they've had all night long. Give it on the inside, handoff to Campbell, and Campbell's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss on the play by, that's Bradford Webb. Look at this. They try to go inside to the wing back or the slot back counter to the back to the weak side, but Bradford Webb was coming up from that side, and he was able to one-on-one pull down Timothy Campbell. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Twin receivers. Well, a single receiver left. Looked like twins, but one's the tight end. Quick pitch again. That's Campbell. Campbell fights his way up to the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. Rue Massey, number 82, makes the stop. Aaron McConnell also there for Russellville with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the third period. Where has the night gone?
3rd down and 5 Tigers.
3rd down and 5 for Little Rock Central with the Cyclones leading 16-0. Important conference game. for the Cyclones. I formation in the backfield. Westbrook is under center this time. Quick pitch, comes back to the near side, trying to cut inside is Campbell. Oh, he is hit. That's Bradford Webb who hit him low. Let's look at it again from ground level. Westbrook turns, pitches right, and Campbell, trying to find some running room, is drugged down. There's two, there's three Cyclones, there's four. Fourth down. And number 19, John Allen Riggins, deep. There's Avarian Collins on the receiving end for Russellville. Be kicking from about his own 22-yard line. Steps ahead to the 25. The ball floats and is downed before Avarian Collins can get over to get it. Just shy of the 40-yard line. Russellville on offense in just a moment after these messages. 4:15 left to go, third period. The Cyclones with a 16-0 lead, and Central really has not done much at all offensively. Lane Reeves at quarterback. Hands it off to Jacob Sparks. Look at this guy run across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Zagging and zagging. Here he comes right at you on instant replay. Look at him turn on a dime, going past that defender. There's another one who missed and dives forward. A first down for Russellville at the 46-yard line of Central. And that gave you a really good look at the outstanding tailback for the Cyclones, Jacob Sparks. He really did a masterful job of running on that play. Did that on his own. Demarius Neal, they bring Avarian Collins in motion. Fake it to him, give it off to Jacob Sparks, but Sparks smelled out there and a loss of a yard or a couple. Stop was made by Orlando Kendricks. We've called his name a bunch tonight. He's made some big hits. Loss of a yard. Second down 11. Clock moving, 3:25 to go in the third period as Lane Reeves has come in to fill in for injured quarterback Barrett Hughes. And the sophomore has done a pretty good job. He has thrown 2 interceptions. And Jacob Sparks got nowhere that time. Stop made by Victor Williams, number 34, who knifed in, and that's a loss on the play. Back to the 47-yard line.
7A Central score, North Little Rock 35.
16-0 Russellville. Not upset that the clock is moving quickly. When you've got your number 1 signal caller has been injured, a senior, 2-year starter, it does make a difference. Back. Reeves wants to throw. Now nobody is open. He keeps it himself, and he fights down to the 41-yard line. Henry Compton, number 90, made the stop. We look at it once again on instant replay. Fake it.
Tackle by Larrick Williams. Flag on the play.
And looks like there's going to be a flag on the play. Let's look. Could be a face mask right there as we have stop action. Great job done by our camera crew. And there comes the flag. The yellow hanky is out. And there it is. Boy, you can't do a better job of camera work than that. Face mask penalty against Central. So the Cyclones will get the benefit of that penalty mark off. Down to the 36-yard line. And it's going to be third down and less than 1. Reeves under center. Going to take it himself. Boy, it helps to be 6 feet 3 inches tall. Fell forward for plenty enough for the first down. Let's look at it again from right there along the line of scrimmage. He just buries his head, and
A Russellville Cyclone.
it's muscle in the trenches. And a first down for Russellville. Football at the 33-yard line. Reeves will send. Number 81, Cole Smith, right. Twin receivers are left. Reeves has carried the ball several times himself. Now he wants to throw. Going downtown. And it's intercepted. Thrown a little bit short. Bringing it back upfield. Central to the 25 to the 30-yard line.
Reeves pass intercepted.
Lane Reeves made the tackle himself. The return by Chris Pettis, number 7.
At 33 yards.
And that's the third interception that Reeves has thrown this evening. They've all been short. Just a little bit short. Avarian Collins was the intended receiver, but it just was a little bit short of the target. I don't think there's any doubt that Lane Reeves has got the arm, but
33 yards.
he, of course, hasn't probably gotten a whole lot of reps since Barrett Hughes, of course, is the number 1 quarterback, has been for the last 2 seasons. And so I think a little bit of work on that passing game, and Lane Reeves might come up with some big throws. Give it off to Campbell, and Campbell is dropped for a loss. Here again, they try the little wing-back counter.
Blake Robinson on the tackle behind.
And there's number 10, Blake Robinson, knifing through. Sometimes we don't get to mention Blake a whole lot of times unless it's on holding for Zach Hocker field goals, but he really knifed through and made a great defensive play there. Big loss back to the 25. Less than a minute to go now in the third period. Twin receivers left and right for this Central offense that has been next to nil. Here's Westbrook. He's under pressure. Throws incomplete. Had to throw on the run. Throw was low, intended for Adam Meeks. Of course, Little Rock Central was kind of victimized. A number of players from Central transferred to North Little Rock before the season. And, of course, we saw how tough North Little Rock is. But that may be why Little Rock Central is kind of regrouping a little bit. Westbrook, no place to run, now moves forward, and he is tripped up. The ball comes loose. Ricky Collins picked it up, but we'll see whether Westbrook was down.
Keeps on the play.
I think that's what they're going to call.
He is ruled down.
Westbrook wants to throw the football.
3.
Cuts it inside. Now he thinks he's going to run.
4th down.
And the ball comes loose, but they say he was down. Rue Massey was there. Ty Osborne was there, but instead of Ricky Collins having a fumble recovery, they said his knee was down. So it will be a punt coming up. Number 19, John Allen Riggins for Central. But not before the end of the third period, with the Russellville Cyclones leading the Little Rock Central Tigers 16-0. Great sponsors are ahead, so stay tuned.
0.
Fourth quarter, and Little Rock Central
For the Tigers.
with the football. Cyclones lead 16-0. But Central about to kick the football away again. The punter's gotten a lot of activity, and the kick is looked like we might have had a running into the kicker there. And the ball rolls dead about the 44-yard line, but let's see if there's a flag on this play. It looked like there might have been a red shirt come in contact
9-yard punt.
with John Allen Riggins, the punter. So we'll see what the officials say. Not the way the Cyclones wanted to start the fourth period, I'm sure. Well, it says interference.
Roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker is what we hear, and there it is right there.
Automatic first down for the Tigers.
Not too difficult to see that penalty.
First down and 10.
So it gives Central the football at the 42-yard line and new life. And they haven't been able to take advantage of much this evening. It's goose eggs on the scoreboard and not too much offense at all. I formation in the backfield. Westbrook rolls to the near side, now turns back, and he's going to be drugged down by Rue Massey. Nice job by Rue. Number 82. 6'4", 210 pounds. Let's look at it again from ground level. And Rue Massey just not going to let him go. Got a hold of his jersey and drug him down. Big loss. Back to the 31-yard line. Nice job by Rue Massey, and the Cyclone Band loves it too. Best band around, that Russellville High School marching band. That's Campbell. Andrew Tryon there to get him. Let's look at it once again on instant replay. Quick flip to the tailback. They've run this play lots of times this evening. And not too much gain. Andrew Tryon. Behind was Aaron McConnell, number 47. 10:43 left to go in the football game. 16-0, Russellville. Football at the 32-yard line. But Russellville also has to be thinking and a little concerned about their offense. The offense has not produced a touchdown tonight. Barrett Hughes, of course, as we see flags thrown. Barrett Hughes hurt, has not been back since he was injured. Russellville had to go with sophomore quarterback. The defense has continued to play well, but the offense has suffered 3 turnovers. It's a delay of game against Central is the penalty. So Russellville's got to be a little concerned also that their offense has not been able to produce any points in this football game. The points have come from 3 field goals by Zach Hocker and a fumble recovery by Andrew Tryon. Give it off inside. And look at that gang tackling by the Russellville Cyclones.
Bradford Webb on the tackle. Logan Pruitt was also there.
They unstack the bodies. After a great gang tackling job, I know Coach McNabb has got to be proud of that. That's what every defensive coach wants. Is lots of bodies flying to the football.
The 28-yard line.
So it's time for a punt once again. John Allen Regan's standing at his 15-yard line. And the kick is going to roll. Takes a central roll and rolls dead at the 35-yard line of Russellville in front of Avarian Collins. We'll be back. Russellville on offense next. So the Cyclones. Lane Reeves at quarterback, under center. Hands it off to Jacob Sparks, and Sparks, boy, look at him run. Look at those legs churn. Out to the 43-yard line. Let's look at it again from ground level. Here comes Sparks. He covers that football up. I know the coaches love that too. Look at here. He's dragging people right now. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. Before Jacob Sparks is brought down at the 43. Eight minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the football game. Russellville 16 and Central nothing. Cole Smith was going to go in motion, but I heard a whistle.
Flag on the play.
And Russellville giving ground. It's a delay of game against the Cyclones. Back to the 38-yard line. Second down and about 7 now. Kavarian Collins goes split to the far side. Lane Reeves under center. Hands it off to Sparks, and Sparks runs for daylight. Nice run by Jacob Sparks. Stop made by Orlando Kendricks, number 2. As you see those sponsors at the bottom of your screen, let's look at it again. Instant replay from ground level. Jacob Sparks coming right at you. Got some good blocking. Makes a nice move, and finally, 3 Central players have to bring him down. Also over there was Chris Pettis, number 7. Kavarian Collins goes split to the far side. Give it off once again to Jacob Sparks. He has been a workhorse. He's into the secondary, to the 30, 25, down to the 23-yard line. Orland Loving, number 4, made the stop. But look at this on instant replay. Cuts it back here, runs into his own blocker, fights past that defender, leaves that one who's grabbing onto his jersey, and finally falls at the 23-yard line. Only Orland Loving holding on to Sparks' jersey kept that from being a touchdown. Reeves gives it off to Bradford Webb. No, that's Andrew Tryon, down to the 18-yard line. Number 2 instead of number 1. Andrew Tryon. Again, we'll look at this one. Hand off to the tailback. Tryon finds a little seam there at the 20 and fights forward down to the 18. Ooh, he was hit hard after he got down on the ground.
Second down and 3, Russellville, the 18-yard.
Second and 3 from the 18. Both Tryon and Sparks in the ball game now as they are on either side of Lane Reeves. Give it off to Tryon. Tryon straight ahead to the 5. Fights his way too near the goal line. Boy, this guy is a talented performer. He gets the football, cuts back here against a nice block.
Gain of 16 on the play,
And you can see the goal line coming up there, and he is just shy of it. 7 minutes to go in the ball game, 16-0. The football is at about the 2-yard line. Nice run by Andrew Tryon. He has a touchdown today when he played on the defensive side, picking up a loose fumble and rambled 78 yards for a score. Give it off to Jacob Sparks, and they smelled that play out. Central saw that one coming, and number 33, Trent Magsby, shot the gap and downed Jacob Sparks for a loss. Head coach Jeff Holt not happy with that play. Back at the 5 now. Sparks, the tailback, gets it, and he's drugged down again by the same man. That's Trent Magsby. He must be assigned to Sparks for the night. So a timeout is called, and we'll be back with more of Cyclone football. You stay tuned. There are the Cyclones leading 16-0 here late in the 4th period. The defense has had a great night. Little Rock Central has not been able to do much of anything. The offense has been moving the football, but they have not produced any points. No touchdowns, I should say. The Cyclones do have 3 field goals from Zach Hocker. Reeves brings the man in motion right to left. Gives it off to Jacob Sparks again, and he's about able to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Chris Pettis, number 7, made the stop.
Sparks brought down by Chris Pettis. 4th down and goal.
4th and goal.
8-yard line.
And let's see if we're going to have looks like we're going to have a Zach Hocker field goal attempt. This will be a chip shot for him. 25-yard field goal. I'm afraid this one might go to the airport. Zach already has 3 field goals tonight. That one's up, and that one is good. That's 4 field goals tonight. It's 19-0 Russellville over Little Rock Central, and we'll be right back with more Cyclone football. Don't go away. 5:10 left to go in the football game, and Zach Hocker has another 4 field goal night. That's the second one he's had this year. He's just kicking the football all over the place. And this evening, Russellville has 19 points, and Zach Hocker, his foot has accounted for 13 of those 19. He has an extra point and 4 field goals. Back, and that one all the way to the back of the end zone. I had an opportunity to talk, by the way, to former Russellville Cyclone great kicker Kelly Davis. I said, man, Zach Hocker is about to catch up with you. And he said, I don't care. He said, that's what they're made for, is for someone new to take over the role. As Kelly, of course, Vice President for Development and Fundraising out at Arkansas Tech. Had a great career at Russellville High School and also at Tech. Russellville's had a lot of great kickers in their history, but Zach Hocker is quickly becoming one of those. And Westbrook dropped for a loss. He tried the quarterback draw play. Logan Pruitt, number 35, makes the stop. When you think back of Eric Nyhouse and Greg Horn, Kelly Davis, been a lot of great kickers for Russellville in past years. Twins in the backfield. Westbrook, and there you can see the yellow hanky on the turf. One of the few times the clock has stopped. There haven't been very many penalties tonight, which is nice. 2 teams have played pretty cleanly. This one against Central is going to cost them 5. It's a false start on the Central Tigers. Russellville 19, Central nothing. Westbrook throwing, and that one bounces to the intended receiver. It was intended for Chris Stevens, a sophomore, number 82, but it bounced to him. 3rd down and 15. Back, Westbrook wants to throw again, being forced out of the pocket, throws on the run, and I believe that's good. Pass is complete to Lamer Neely, number 8. And he drug that toe in good shape. He's worked on that. So the football up across the 25, about the 26-yard line. 4th down and about 4. About 4 minutes left to go in this one. Avarian Collins goes deep. Try to get a return on here. John Allen Riggins to punt the football away. Oh, not this time. The punt blocked by guess who? Andrew Tryon. You could see him coming from nowhere here. He just has a straight shot. Nobody picked him up at all, and he lays out there. He gets the ball, goes past the punter in great shape. And what a job by Andrew Tryon. What an evening he's had. So Andrew Tryon with a fumble recovery for a touchdown, a blocked punt, and an interception tonight. So here's Reeves. And nothing doing there. That's in the ball game, Emmanuel Smith, the junior, 5'8", 155, and he's dropped by same number 33, Trent Magsby. So we're seeing a few new faces in there for the Cyclones now as we get to the late stages of this football game. Number 7 in the ball game is Richard Peavy. You see him there. 21 is Emmanuel Smith. Number 11 is Clayton Frazier, a senior, 6'3", 185. He's at the left end position. Reeves hands it off and diving in there for a couple of tough yards. And that was Emmanuel Smith carrying the football. Also 6 is Zach Greer, junior, 5'11", 190. So head coach Jeff Holt trying to get a few new bodies into the football game. But it looks like the Trench boys are still the same. They're working hard. Give this one off. Emmanuel Smith, he tripped over his own man. And he's mad about that because he knew he had more to run. Stop made by Chase Dillon, number 11. Tripped over, it looked like he tripped over Clayton Frazier's foot at tight end. Up to the line of scrimmage. Lane Reeves gone all the way since the injury to Barrett Hughes. Give it off. Emmanuel Smith cuts it back, almost getting away, but dropped by number 11. That's Chase Dillon. Boy, Emmanuel, he smelled pay dirt, and it wasn't very far. If he had broken that tackle, he would have scored. But it wasn't to be, and the time running out. 1:54 to play. Russellville 19, Central zip. It's been a dominant performance by the Cyclones, particularly defensively. They've gained a lot of yards offensively. They just have not been able to score a touchdown. And, of course, the future of quarterback Barrett Hughes looms right now. Pass complete. Nice job. Nice pass thrown to Lamer Neely. Number 13 over there was John Reesner, senior, 5'7", 140 pounds. Right up to the line of scrimmage comes Central. 22 in the game is Henry Reyes for Russellville. Officials stop play for a moment. And they're going to discuss something. And while they discuss what's the situation, we'll be right back. Officials come over to tell head coach Jeff Holt what the situation's all about. This might be a clock situation that they're trying to get resolved, because it does not, we didn't see a yellow hanky, and it doesn't look like there's any penalty. 66 there is Dakota Kroll, junior, 6'1", 185. 132 left to go in the football game. Russellville easily leading. Back, Westbrook throws, and he caught that one. Nice grab by Orlando Kendricks. Orlando has played on both sides of the ball this evening. 59 there for the Cyclones is Ezell Dixon, senior, 5'9", 190. Westbrook back. He throws, and it's complete once again underneath. down to the 40-yard line, Orlando Kendricks, and he comes up hobbling. So Westbrook tries to get Central up there to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. He's going to throw again. Throws downfield. Got a man wide open. That's Meeks, I believe. Yes, number 17 down to about the 19-yard line. We see also in the ball game for Russellville, number 43, Cameron Luther, Jr., 5'10", 190. But a nice grab by Adam Meeks. Westbrook forced out of the pocket, throws right, and off the hands of Meeks. I don't think it would have been a touchdown anyway. I believe he would have been out of bounds if he'd held on to it, but fell off of his hands, incomplete. Number 4, Patrick Jimenez, is in the ball game for Russellville. So as we said, a lot of new faces and bright, clean jerseys. Westbrook will go from the shotgun. Central trying to get on the board and avert a shutout. Rolling to the near side, throws to the end zone, and it's a touchdown. Threw it complete to number 82. Chris Stevens, the sophomore, and Central gets on the board here late in this football game to make it 19-6. With 53 seconds left to go, and of course that was basically against the second-team defense for Russellville. But the Tigers avert a shutout. Walker Hawkins in to attempt the extra point kick. High snap. And let's see, it's no good. The official, I think Andrew Tryon came up with that again on the extra point. He blocked the extra point. So let's look at it again. It was a high snap, but there's Tryon. He just takes the football. A great night for Andrew Tryon. We'll be right back. Well, this is a night that Andrew Tryon can tell his grandkids about. You have a blocked extra point, a blocked punt, you have a fumble recovery for a touchdown, you have a pass interception, all on the same night. Walker Hawkins will kick it away for Central, and he's going to squib kick it, and it's a timeout on the field for Russellville. We'll be back as the Cyclones will take the football when we return. Well, the Tigers are going to try to kick it off again. See if they try an onside kick again. No, they kick it deep this time and into the end zone. Russellville will bring it out to the 20-yard line and basically just can take a knee a couple of times, and this one will be over. 19-6, Russellville. Nice to have this big win, very convincing win. But the question mark will loom about Barrett Hughes, the seasoned veteran quarterback for Russellville. How serious is that shoulder injury? And, of course, the Cyclones not able to get into the end zone with the offense tonight. And we're in the meat of the conference schedule. So Russellville comes up with the victory formation, the safety situation. And like I said, they should just have to take it maybe once, maybe twice with the knee. And that's what Lane Reeves does. He'll take the loss, and I don't know whether Russellville will have to do it again or not. Yes, they're going to have to do it one more time. There's 49 seconds, so the 25-second play clock will run out before that time. So they'll need to take a knee one more time, and Russellville will have a big home conference victory, 19-6 over the Little Rock Central Tigers, a big conference win. So Russellville lines up. Lane Reeves will take a knee for one last time. Oh, a flag is thrown. Well, it can't end on a penalty.
Flag on the play.
Unless it's one that the Cyclones would decline. False start on Russellville.
Illegal procedure against the Cyclones.
Moves the football back 5, and Russellville will have to take a knee one more time.
2 weeks we'll be back here at home hosting Van Buren on October the 16th.
So I'm sure all the Cyclones are telling each other, don't move. Well, guess what? They didn't have to. They started the clock and didn't have to line up for another knee, and that's the football game. Final score, Russellville defeats Little Rock Central 19-6 from Russellville Cyclone Stadium. Cyclone recap. Highlights of the second half. Russellville and Central. Look at this return. The pile just keeps moving. Jacob Sparks with a big night running the football. Look at that tough running against the Central Tigers. Here's Lane Reeves filling in for Barrett Hughes. Ooh, he hits hard. Back of his head. Look at him spin the football there. Lane Reeves carries the football, keeps going. That 6'3", 190-pounder. And there is one of 4 Zach Hocker field goals on the night. He made them all. All 4 were good. Look at the defense here, just bringing down Timothy Campbell. There is Bradford Webb to drag Campbell down for a loss. Great job by the defense tonight. Quick pitch. Campbell again. Look at that gang tackling. Give it back to Sparks. Let him run with the mail. Great job by the little guy. Now that we faked everybody out on that play, you see Lane Reeves carry it after everybody thought Sparks had it. Great determined running there. And look at this as Blake Robinson flings down that Central player for a big loss. There's Westbrook. He gets dropped and looked like he had fumbled it, but actually Westbrook was down on the play. But a great job by the defense. There's Rue Massey again, dumping the Central quarterback. High and low and gang tackling. That's the name of the game. Here comes Sparks once again. Look at him move those legs. Great job of running all night long from Jacob Sparks. He's going to get it again. Toting the mail. Took a big lick there. Let's do it one more time, get a little more this time. Yes, Jacob Sparks almost scores on this play. Gets it down to near the 20. Andrew Tryon with a nice run there inside the 20. From his tailback position. Here he comes again. Look at him cover up that football, and look at him move. He's powerful back also. And another field goal. A great night for Zach Hocker. Look at Andrew Tryon here in slow-mo. Boom! Tryon with a blocked punt, a return for a touchdown of a fumble, a pass interception, and a blocked extra point kick. Westbrook throwing to the end zone for the touchdown. That was Central's only score of the night. The extra point. Oh, it's taken away by Andrew Tryon. He might as well get the game ball. There's no time left. Cyclones win it 19-6. That's the Cyclone recap. Here are some game stats for you. 3 out of 6 passing for 58 yards, but 47 rushes, 171 yards. Most of that between Jacob Sparks and Lane Reeves. Defensive stats, Andrew Tryon, what a night he had. 12 tackles in the game, but throw in the fumble recovery for a touchdown, blocked punt, the interception, and the blocked extra point. He had an all-world night, Andrew Tryon. Rue Massey wasn't far behind. Here's Cyclone head coach Jeff Holt talking to the troops.
I'm proud of you. You did exactly what we needed to do. I saw what I saw on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday out here. All right, now, this is a big, big week. We want to win a conference championship. This is the week. We got to begin it right now. Got it? Go take care of yourself this weekend. Enjoy this one. Come back to work like you did last Monday. We'll get ready for Brian. All right? Great job. Call it up. Woo! Proud of you. Good job. Do it.
Well, there are the Cyclones enjoying a victory over Little Rock Central as they get ready for Bryant next week. We hope you'll be with us for our next telecast. This week's Players of the Game brought to you by Russellville Sports Photography. The offensive player of the game. There he is, number 71, Logan Pirtle. The defensive player of the week, big number 82, Rue Massey. And the special team players of the week, Zach Hocker, 4 field goals, and the all-world night from Andrew Tryon. There's the Players of the Game brought to you by Russellville Sports Photography.